Hey, so today I'm just gonna talk about where my brain has been lately, and what I need to work on, just in terms of my small business. So let's go. Why do I keep doing that? So business right now is really slow. I don't do markets November through like February. So I did, anticipate this. It's not like I'm super surprised by it or anything. And I've always like rarely gotten like online orders. Um, I don't know if I'm just not doing enough on social media or not doing it correctly that I don't really get orders online. Um, Even when I had an Etsy store, right now I don't. I think I closed my Etsy store like really, really earlier on this year, because I just wasn't making a ton of sales on it. So yeah, so without the markets, it's especially slow. So for me, having zero profit, $0 profit, at the end of the year is pretty normal. So what is on my to-do list? Wholesale buyer's packet. So obviously this is not everything that's on my to-do list. I have a lot more that I would eventually like to get done, but everything's kind of on the back burner right now. But this is like the main task that I'd like to get done by the end. Well, not by the end of the year because there's only like a couple weeks left. Um, but there is a deadline for it, which I will mention later on. But yeah, this is updating my wholesale buyer's packet is the primary task that I need to like really, really get on it. But I have been like putting it off and procrastinating. I'm already a procrastinator to begin with. Um, but I've really been like putting it off because the one thing I really, really need to do before I can even open up my buyer's packet and like start editing it is I need to take new product photos. And I genuinely hate taking product photos. I don't know, it's one of my least favorite part of this entire small business. Um, it's also probably why I'm not doing so well on social media too, because I don't know. I don't like taking photos. Unfortunately, I do have to redo a bunch of photos because yarn changes. Michael's has a brand of yarn called Loops and Threads, and I have two specific brands of yarn that I use the most, but they are Chenille Home Slim and Sweet Snuggles Light. Um, I used these yarns a lot because I loved the feel of them, but also the size of the yarn. I know this past year there'd been a lot of complaints about the declining quality of these yarns, where people would get the yarn and they feel a little more coarse than they're supposed to. Um, and I myself have gotten yarn it was all like shredded off. So like I literally couldn't work with like 5 feet of the yarn. Um, and so Michael's basically temporarily, as far as I know, discontinued the yarn. I waited and waited, and I even like DM'd them one time on Instagram, just like begging for them to come back. And I think they had said that they are working on it, like it's not forever discontinued, but that they didn't know when. So all I could do was just like wait. But this was like a big stressor for me because, like I said, I've made all of my products with those two yarns. And when it comes to the wholesale listings, all of the products have to be basically the same. But I mean, of course, the plushies being handmade, not every single plushie is going to look exactly the same. But if they ordered like 10 plushies, I can't send them 5 with this one yarn and 5 made with a different yarn because they're gonna look really different. But I had actually bulk ordered a lot of their yarn in the colors that I use the most. So I still have big stash of some of them, but some of them I have like run out of and had to find substitutes. But some of them I'm very low on that I just can't find the perfect substitute for. So I'm like panicking a little bit. So I've had to resort to finally try to like switch a little bit to different yarns. So I have been using the Posh Pearl and the Cozy Cub combo, and they're fine. They're good. They work. It's not the same, but they work. So I've been like remaking a lot of the plushies I had before in the Chenille Home Slim and Sweet Snuggles Light. I've been making them in the Cozy Cub and Posh Pearl, which means they look a little different. So I have to take new photos of them for these listings for the wholesale packet and replace the photos with these new pictures. And I do have an online shop through the organization that I do wholesale with, which is called PA Wilds. So those online listings have to be updated with these new pictures as well. So yeah. On top of that, I basically need to just do a general review of the whole packet, but especially the wholesale lineup, and decide, what stays, what goes, that kind of stuff. I started wholesale in 2024 with this organization called the Wilds Cooperative of Pennsylvania, PA Wilds for short. So in 2024, when I started, I had just a few items on the listing because, I was very new to wholesale. I didn't know how this works or how it was going to work out. So I started with a few listings, and then in 2025, I added more. I think I added quite a few more. So now I basically need to repeat that process, and decide. I don't even know if I have anything new to add, but yeah, basically that's what I need to decide. I don't think I'm gonna remove anything for 2026, but again, with me running out of the yarn that I've been using and not being able to find substitutes for some of them, I might have to. So that's also something that I need to think about and review for 2026. I have until the beginning of February to figure that out. So it's not like urgent, but it's just like sitting in my brain and I'm like thinking about it. And one thing that I wanted to do this year for wholesale that I haven't even like thought about was kind of branching out with my wholesale. So finding more like stores to send my wholesale packets to and try to do more wholesale, not just with this one specific organization, because I really do like doing wholesale. Oops. But again, with the yarn discontinuation situation and me not knowing if I'm gonna have enough yarn to make certain products, I couldn't think about that. Yeah, finding more stores that I can send my packet to is another thing that I wanna really think about. So yeah, I'm not super busy in terms of the small business stuff, not a lot happening. I haven't even like crocheted a lot recently because like I don't have like a purpose to crochet for right now. But hey, I did apply for my first craft show for 2026 already. They started accepting applications. So this one's going to be in March. And so that'll be probably the first one I do next year. And probably I'm not even going to do markets next year. I think in April and May, possibly. Because the ones that I did in the spring this year and also last year just didn't do very well for me. But I have like a few big ones in the summer. So those might be my focus. Not sure. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff that doesn't look like a lot from the outside. But yeah, things are still moving, just slower. And I'm just getting things prepped for next year where things will start to pick up a little more. So anyway, that's kind of it. That's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. Christmas is coming up next week, so if you guys celebrate, Merry Christmas. If not, Merry Christmas. If you've stayed until the end, thank you so much for watching. I still feel so weird like making YouTube videos. So thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're in a quiet season 2, life or business related, doesn't matter, drop a same in the comments. Bye!